Greetings, every pony. This is Captain Phoenix, only my name is changed now. I am now Prince Phoenix Akule. Yeah, I kinda changed my title name because it's going with Season 2. And this fanfiction chapter I am reading probably right now, is Origin of Shadows, Season 2, Chapter 1. Okay, let's begin. After Red Eye was vanquished, we each took part in trying to clean up what was left of the mess all over the valley. Me, Inferno, and Scorpion, going around to try to figure out if there's any more survivors other than us, and to clean up what was left of the shadow monsters and anything else that can try to kill us. I was trying to rearrange a bunch of debris when Inferno approached me. Catching me off guard, she tackled me to the ground, looking me in the eyes, saying, "Phoenix, you're going to be a father." I just looked back at her, eyes gone wide, like I couldn't even wrap my head around comprehending what she just said, because I was too proud of it. Then I just leaned my head up, whispered in her ear, "Looks like I'm gonna have to increase my protection over you." Afterwards, she just laughed at my comment, she nuzzling her face into my neck as she held me closer, hugging up to me in a warm embrace of loving and compassion. Then she looks back at me and says, "Phoenix, you know I can still take care of myself, right?" I cut her off, saying, "Yeah, but I insist. If you're carrying my foal, I'd rather make sure you're protected. So, how about we continue this cleanup and searching for survivors?" She just looks back at me and nods. As me, Inferno, and Scorpion were walking through a narrow passage of trees, we looked up at a cliff face, realizing there's something dangling from a tree limb. We look closer and realize it's a mare that's tied by her front hooves to a limb. By the expression on her face, it looked like she was about to keel over, like she's been hanging there for quite a long time. See, such a long time that she didn't even have the energy to scream when Scorpion threw a spear at the rope that was holding her up as she fell. Scorpion quickly teleported right below her, intercepting her as she fell, jumping off the side of the cliff face in a front flip as he carried her straight down to the ground. And once we met up again with each other, after the whole situation was already taken care of, he laid her down right in front of us. The mare quickly tried to get up, then failed right off. I looked at her and said, "Girl, you might want to stay down for now, 'cause you've been hanging up there for quite a while, and it don't seem like you'd have the energy to move. And it'd be best if you conserve what energy you have left before you actually do kill over." She just looks at me and nods. Scorpion just goes out to one of the old abandoned houses, comes back with several amounts of vegetables and fruit. Yeah, that's where we've been getting our food rations, is the abandoned houses. The owners are dead, so yeah, I don't think dead people can eat foods. Not even dead ponies can eat, 'cause it makes no sense. As Scorpion laid the food down before her, realizing pretty soon that she was probably too weak to feed herself, he sat down right beside her and fed her piece by piece with his magic. And the whole time she never took her eyes off of him for a single second of it, almost like she was mesmerized by the way he looked. or trying to comprehend how this is happening after all she's done been through or something. After a few minutes passed on the feeding session, she finally decides to say something. She looks up at him and says, "You have lovely eyes." And she introduces herself as Redheart. They quickly get acquainted awful fast. A lot faster than me and Inferno ever could imagine to have. Because when I first met her, she was actually pretty cocky. So they were hitting it off a lot faster than we were. So apparently he knows how to do it more right than I do. So that and flame alicorns have a tendency to have bad anger issues. So yeah, that usually plays a big role in that. A few more minutes of small talk passed as they slowly started to actually like each other's company more and more as they interacted with each other more and more. Just then, a 250-foot shadow monster catches us off guard, grabs Inferno up in his claws, and drags her straight into the air as she squeals out loud, trying to get free. I quickly shoot back up and say, "Let her go." But to my surprise, actually, should I say not surprise, the monster don't listen, but he can actually understand what I said. And he said, "Why should I?" And I said, basically, you either let her go, or your death is going to be more painful than it would be if you wouldn't have never touched her. He just laughed maniacally out loud. I took that as an insult and quickly flared up, more pissed off than I ever been before, as I drew a magical symbol in the air. See, making at least 16 fire clones of myself as they spiraled around him in a flame tornado as I quickly rushed into him in a flaming corkscrew, punching him 500 feet into the air as I teleported basically the 16 flame alicorn copies, basically fire blasted him one by one. After each one made their single shot, they each disappeared one by one as I teleported right above him and drilled him straight into the ground so hard that the force of the impact caused his body to implode to nothing. Then I quickly rushed back over to check on Inferno, making sure she's okay. She looked at me and nodded. I told her basically that she scared me and I do not want to see her in that situation again. We all looked back towards the direction where the monster landed. Even though he imploded to nothing over the force of the impact, we were still certain there was something else on its way. Just then, a bunch of reddish black clouds with purple lightning bolts flashing from it left and right popped up in the sky. And then I looked over to Scorpion and said, "I think we better wrap up this search for now. One of the deadly valley storms have made their way into the vicinity, and we need to make it back to base before it actually covers the land. This is the most dangerous type of storm in all of the valley, so it'd probably be best not to be caught out in it." So, afterwards, Scorpion asked Redheart if she was able to walk yet. She tried to get up again, but to no surprise, fell back down, still too weak to walk. So, Scorpion picks her up and decides to carry her back to the base. As we all run back to the base, as we make it all through the dang door, as soon as the lightning decides to strike the ground all over, see, just about catching us by 3 seconds, as we ran through the door. And that was Season 2, Chapter 1. Tune in next time when I decide to make Chapter 2 of Season 2. And my YouTube profile is not going to have the word Prince in it. It's just going to be Phoenix Akule. My Twitter profile is the only one that has Prince Phoenix Akule. It's just I couldn't add the word Prince on my YouTube profile. So, yeah. So I want to inform you, like, subscribe, comment, and Phoenix out.